This is exactly how bending works in Avatar: The Last Airbender. I think. So, ever since I was young, I wondered what it would be like to be able to bend.
Water, earth, fire, air.
But now that I'm older, I realize that it's fiction and probably not possible. But what if it was? What would the scientists in the Avatar universe actually find out? I came up with the actual science that's already been done. And it's way better than what I would have done. So Matt Pad or Matthew Patrick from the Nickelodeon show Factor Nixon and the film theorists already goes into the water bending and the basics of airbending. And then Trick Theory, another channel, has the actual science behind fire, air, fire, and earth bending in full. And both of these channels together pretty much have all the bases covered. So I admire the science that they go into and recommend their videos. But I decided to go down a slightly different path, though I will still rename the bending to what I think it actually might be, which may or may not agree with MatPat or Trick Theory, but I'll go more into the energy in Avatar: The Last Airbender and how I think the science is actually used. Just as a warning, this is a thought experiment. Bending is a magical energy given by giant lion turtles. So whatever the creators come up with is canon, and I have no say in that. What is bending actually? And we see in the show, it's pretty obvious that it's a sort of energy that they call chi. And in the real world, energy is how fast or slow a molecule is moving. And molecules are everywhere. They're what build up my desk, my walls, my ceilings, the air. It's everywhere. And we also see in the show that chi is used as a sort of fuel source and cannot be created nor destroyed as far as I'm aware. So, what I take is that it can be both released and taken in, that it flows through the body like blood, and as we see from Tai Li, can be blocked. So, here is the framework. At the top, I will say what I think the bending should be named. Then to the right of that will be what it's actually called in the show. And with energy, I'm going to talk about how energy is added, subtracted, balanced, or yin yang. And you might be asking, what is balance and yin yang? And the answer, in short, is it's both adding and subtracting at the same time, but in different ways. And balance is sort of like a neutral jing. And as a sort of context, I think that a bender can add and subtract their chi from the environment at the same time. You may be asking, what is balance? Balance to me is like a blending of addition and subtracting. Like when King Boomy says neutral jing, which is described in the show as the art of doing nothing to get what you want. And to me, balance is not really a mix as in salad, but it's more of like a blend, like a smoothie. And now, yin yang. If you don't know what yin yang is in general, it's the philosophy of that there's always a little good in every evil and a little evil in every good. And yin yang is not a blend like a smoothie, it's more of a mix like a salad. Latent bending or water bending. Adding energy evaporates the water like heat does in real life. And subtracting energy condenses water, which is when water goes from air to a liquid. And balanced energy is what we see as healing wounds in the show. And yin yang energy is what creates those bubbles slash blobs that they create that floats in the air. Pressure bending or air bending is when you add energy, it makes the air less dense, which is basically what a vacuum does. And subtracting energy makes the air more dense or heavier than the rest of the air, making it sink. And where balanced energy creates these sort of projections that you see in the show sometimes. And yin yang energy makes vortexes, like for example, say the air scooter or the marble trick, or even just flying. Then there's vibration bending or earth bending, where adding energy loosens the earth and subtracting energy compresses the earth. A balance of the energy is how they make the earth move out of the ground and sort of float. And the yin yang energy is a sort of vibration of the earth. This is how we see a rumble. Then there's proton bending or fire bending, where adding energy makes the fire stronger and hotter, and subtracting energy makes the fire weaker. Balanced energy makes a sort of spark or combustion, and yin yang energy makes the fire more controlled. And then there's gender bending, which we see in the Ember Island play, where adding energy makes the gender masculine, subtracting energy makes the gender feminine, balanced energy makes it gender fluid, and yin yang energy makes the gender metro or non-conforming. Thanks for listening to me. Here are my references. You're the only person who ever can be you. Subscribe.